Alright, so I've just picked up myself a KickAss 1200w inverter. Been meaning to swap out the standard inverter that came with my camper trailer when I first picked it up. So, good bang for buck. Thought I'd grab one, throw it in there, see how it went. So a quick look inside. You're always handy to use the manual. Some accessories, which are some cable, some fuses, the bracket for the remote display, and remote display itself. Obviously the cable running from the unit to the display, as well as the unit itself. Alright, so this is my Austrack camper's power inverter. It came with the camper. It's rated to 1500 watts, though I'm not sure if it's pure Sine or modified Sine. There's not much information on it, so I've been looking forward to getting rid of it for a while. So I picked up the KickAss 1200w inverter, pure Sine, which is important for delicate items and that sort of stuff. Should be an easy swap over given that everything's already in here ready to go. I've got an isolator in there for when I'm not using the camper, which is really handy. Everything else is really wired up. I've also got another power board which I want to run externally to a little cupboard at the back, which should give me that option to use something outside. The inverter also comes with a remote digital control. The top of the device does have that same control. Not sure if I use it or not because I do have the 40 amp solar MPP charger, which does have another remote display at the front. Alright, so all wired up. Bit of a pain to get in, a lot thicker than the last one I had. But she did fit just. I think there's about 1 mil in that. Had to take both batteries out to put it in. Definitely a good incentive to go to lithium at some stage, given how heavy these bloody things are. See if I can shave off about 20-30 kilos with those. But it's in. And moment of truth. So isolator off. And no worries at all. So it's showing the same power as my charger here, which is good, running off both batteries. Alright. So I've plugged it in, there's a power point down here. The other one, the spare socket, I'm going to run to the outside like I said earlier. Little option out there if I need to use any power outside. So I thought I'd try the handy grinder first. This one's 650 watts. Flick it on first. No dramas at all. And the small stuff, got the phone, no worries. There you go, KickAss 1200w inverter. Hopefully the missus happy. She can take a hairdryer camper now. But yeah, good bit of kit. I'm glad I replaced the other one. So this is the KickAss 1200w inverter, all installed. Very straightforward. Just the negative and positive wires, be very careful. This unit will get damaged if you reverse the polarity. So I've rigged it up to a small kill switch as well, when it's not being used. Using both ports, one inside and one outside. And while I'm in here, I've also thrown in a quick temperature gauge to see what's going on, only because there is 2 batteries in there charging, plus the inverter, plus the other KickAss battery charger. And also throw in a couple of nifty switches. Turn on the lights when the drawers are open. And on this side we've got the solar charger, which I'm running I think a 250 watt panel, which keeps me topped up when I'm away. And just to make sure there's enough air through there, I've thrown in a temperature regulator, which runs a fan when it does get too hot. So all in all, very handy. We'll see how she goes that bush. So this is the other side of the camper, and this small little hatch here. I've installed the other switches. So there is 2 ports coming out of that inverter, which is pretty handy. So when I go away, power things on the outside, tools, lights, things like that.